Hello, so today I'll be showing you a tutorial on Baju Melayu for your kids and how not to do it and my mistakes that I did. So I scoured the internet for any blogs and YouTube tutorials, all in the description below, and we start with the materials. Now, this is where I messed up because I chose a gauze material for some reason and it didn't really work on my favor. This is the basic shape of a Baju Melayu. It's very simple, square-ish. All you need is to cut all these pieces and then sew them together. So you need one long rectangle for the body, 4 pieces for the side piece called the pesak, 2 of these little squares for the armpit area, larger squares for the sleeves, and 3 little squares for the pockets. You can get your measurements for all these pieces according to the size of your baby. Cut it all into pieces, and this is how the shape basically looks like. Then we start with the construction. I started with one side of the sleeve or the armpit part by using these 3 pieces. So what I did was putting them right sides together, and using the sewing machine I sew them together using the most basic stitch there is. So what I did is by first attaching these 2 pieces together like so, and you will get something that looks like this, and you'll attach the 3rd piece or the longer rectangle to the other side to complete it. Just be careful of the direction where you sew the pieces. Just make sure that in the end you will get something that looks like this. Now the inside stitches are very messy, but it should look fine from the outside. So that's what we're trying to achieve here. So next, what we do is to attach this piece to the sleeve. Now I'm just preparing the seams of the sleeve to make it cleaner. I will try to attach this one side of the sleeve to the top part of the armpit area, like, well, just refer to this diagram. Did that make any sense to you? Yeah, me neither. So just hop on to this great tutorial by JF Academy. She made a dedicated tutorial video on how to do just this part of the Baju Melayu, and we'll just follow whatever she said. I'm sorry guys. And this is how it looks like. Ignore the stitches, but from inside out, if you flip it around, it looks semi-decent and looks like a sleeve. So next we'll tackle the pockets. So I use this technique of using a cut-out card to shape the pockets, but I made a mistake of cutting the card too small, so I suggest that you cut it out a bigger size. So what I did was I ironed down all my pocket pieces according to the card size, so that it will be easier for me to sew it down on the body later on. After I'm done ironing the pockets, I will lay them on the biggest piece, which is the body piece, just to guesstimate where the pockets will go, and I will then sew them down. Next, we will tackle the biggest piece, which is the body piece, and start with the neckline. So here is my third mistake, which is the whole neckline. As you can see, I did not have any proper measurement. I just estimated from a shirt that my baby wears, and it just goes downhill from here. I do not suggest this, especially for beginners or people who have never made any type of clothing like me. But I tried. So here you see me struggling with the neckline. I cut out. What I did was simply cutting a hole on the body piece, cut some slits so that I can sew them down and place the pockets. So here I'm doing all the seams and whatnot for the pockets and also for the body piece. So here you can see why I made those slits for the neckline, so it's easier for me to bend it and sew it down, but pretty badly. And this is why you should be careful when picking up the material for your clothes, and why you should not use gauze. Just look at all the strands of threads that came out. But anywho, this is the final product of how it looks like. It has the shape, but as you can see, the seams are messy, the pockets are too small and apart. I didn't even sew it up, and the neckline is totally butchered. From the back it looks okay, but I could have done better with the neckline, and of course the seams are also messy from the back, but from far it looks okay. Next we'll move on to the pants. Spoiler alert, it's worse than the top. So yeah, my first mistake was using a pair of shorts to trace for long pants. It doesn't make sense, but that's what I did. I made two pieces of pants looking things. I tried to do the seams first. Well, I was quite confident, but again, it didn't work. So don't do what I did. So what I did after the seams were sewing the two pieces right sides together and leaving a hole in the middle so that I can make some space. No. So it's too tight, it's too short, too sheer, too weak. There's too many issues with this pants. So I tried again to save it, putting the band, putting two stripes of extra fabric to make the leg holes bigger. But it's all messy. I don't know, I just kind of give up at this point. See, I deliberately left a hole there so that I can patch it with a piece of cloth so that there's more space for him and his diapers. So to recap, what we learned is first to pick the right material. Even if you're just practicing, this will save you a lot of stress. Secondly, measure and fold the seams to get an idea of how the final output would look like before you actually sew them down. Thirdly, if you're using any other clothing items as a guide, make sure you use the same size or same cut. For example, if you're trying to make long pants, use someone's
some pants with the same length and whatsoever. And fourthly, there's a lot of resources on YouTube, so use them. And lastly, practice, which I need to do. So and this is how the little one looks in his Baju Melayu. We didn't go anywhere with it, so I didn't mind all the messiness, but he looks so cute. Again, thank you for watching. Bye.